While the American public is kept at the edge of their seat by 4 key states, we want to take a moment to reiterate the fact that counting ballots after Election Day is nothing new. Now, despite the president's recent false claims about, quote, illegal votes, there is no evidence of this. Important to reiterate that. And joining us now is the president of the National Organization of Secretaries of State, who is also New Mexico's Secretary of State, Maggie Toulouse-Oliver. Secretary, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So you heard the president moments ago. How dangerous would you say those kinds of claims of illegal votes and election fraud are?
Well, they're terribly dangerous because we all know our election officials around the country, be they Democratic, Republican, or Independent, are all following the laws in their state. They have so many eyes on the process. We were talking here on the newscast earlier about, we have all of these independent observers, folks coming from the campaigns, watching every step of the process. The fact of the matter is there's no proof that that kind of behavior is going on. At the end of the day, our election officials are doing their job. They're doing it well, and they're doing it fairly.
And we're seeing some images coming out of states like Arizona and Nevada where protesters are wanting the count to stop, some even showing up armed, apparently. Are you concerned at all for the safety of these ballot counters and election officials?
Well, we should all be concerned, and unfortunately, this was an all too predictable potential outcome when you do have the kind of, unfortunate rhetoric that we've been hearing around the election. I think what's really important is that law enforcement is working together with secretaries of state in every state to make sure that those election officials, every single poll worker, every single county clerk or local election official has the protection that they need, that law enforcement is going to make sure that they're taken care of. But just imagine the stress that they're all under. There's so much scrutiny already. Watching them through every step of this process, to have that added pressure and concern of personal and physical safety is just really unfortunate.
I'm sure that many of the secretaries of state had prepared for a lot of different contingencies. Are you hearing from any of them about some unexpected challenges?
Secretaries of state and chief election officials around the country are always preparing for the unforeseen. Where we are right now in this post-election process was absolutely foreseen and planned for. Things are going very smoothly. There really have not been a whole lot of hiccups or interruptions to the process or anything that's occurred that's made it more difficult. If anything, we're actually seeing some of these processes happen more swiftly than they potentially could have because of the excellent planning and preparation that went into this election.
And we've heard from multiple secretaries of state on this show tell us that their biggest concern in this election is misinformation. How big of a battle would you say is still being fought by secretaries of state against misinformation in these battleground states right now?
Well, perfect example, the Sharpie Gate, part 2 that went around this morning, right? We started hearing rumors that if you had used a Sharpie or some other permanent marker to mark your ballot, that it would invalidate the ballot, which is completely untrue because ballots are actually programmed for this exact occurrence so that they can always be read in every circumstance. So this has certainly been the biggest thorn in our side as election officials, especially this election with the pandemic on top of everything else. Trying to make sure that voters are safe and have the correct information has been a huge challenge, and it is going to remain a huge challenge as we continue in these days and weeks and into the future.
And to end on a somewhat lighter note, currently 3 out of the 4 states being watched have female secretaries of state. This year marks 100 years since some women were granted the right to vote. How does that make you feel about progress women in office have made in this country?
I'm personally incredibly proud. These are all close friends and colleagues of mine. They're doing incredible work, and they're doing it with amazing patience and clarity and focus. They're really able to get this incredibly important job done, and they're staying cool under the pressure. And I just want to all of those ladies, say thank you so much for what you're doing, and we're all here for you.
Secretary Maggie Toulouse-Oliver, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.